Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria and today we are going to be doing a collab video with Caitlyn from The Love Librarian. I adore Caitlyn and her channel, and she reached out to me with this idea and wanted to get me and a couple of other booktubers involved. So it is going to be a large collab / tag video, and it's going to be fun. And what we're going to be doing today is a this or that romance reader edition. Okay, so I have some questions that Caitlyn and I and a couple of other booktubers came up with, and I am going to go through them and just let you know what I would do in a this or that situation. They are on my phone, so if I'm looking down, that's why. But we're gonna get right into it and it'll just be chatty and fun. So the first one is cliffhangers or HEA. HEA. Who picks cliffhangers? If you pick a cliffhanger, you're a freaking sadist. Like, what are you doing with your life? I prefer HEA right out. I need that happily ever after. The second question is hardcover or paperback. I prefer to have hardcovers on my shelf. I like the way they look, but a lot of romances only come in paperbacks, so a lot of my books are paperbacks. But when I'm talking about reading a book, I prefer to read a paperback than a hardcover. The next question is angsty or cutesy. I think for this one, this is a hard one because it really depends on the book, because for me there is a very set angst level, and if it goes above that I get uncomfortable and anxious, and so I think that I'm gonna go cutesy, but I do like a little bit of angst and specifically tension in my books. Next one is emotional or a rom-com. This is another one. I like my books to have an emotional trauma, something or else baggage to deal with, but again, if it gets overly so, then I get really anxious. So for this question, I'm gonna go with rom-com. Then the next one is standalone or series. For this one, I like interconnected standalones, so I'm gonna go with standalone, but I love when there are different books in the series, but if they follow a friend group or siblings or something like that. So the Harris brothers, the Ward sisters, the off-campus series, the Fallen Men series, you know, so it follows a group or a club or a family, and each book you can read them out of order, you can skip around or whatever, but you see the characters that you know and love from the other books. That's my favorite thing. But for the actual question, I'm gonna go with standalone. Book talk or Bookstagram is the next question, and I am going to go with Bookstagram. I prefer Bookstagram. I tend to like the books that are recommended to me on Bookstagram also more than TikTok. I feel like there is a lot of drama and issues with book talk, with judging and bullying and just being not as kind about the books that people enjoy on Book Talk, and so I see a lot less of that on Bookstagram. I will probably never post a Book Talk video. I don't want to have a TikTok account. I do have a Instagram. It's linked below if you want to follow me. But I rarely post actual posts. I use my stories and just post in my Instagram stories a lot. And I really want to get back into posting more pictures, but I don't have a good setup for taking pictures, and so because of that I kind of stopped, but I do want to get back to it, and so because of that, I'm going to go with Bookstagram. Next one is people or objects on covers, and except for a very select few, I prefer people on the covers. I like the people in the traditional romance embrace on the covers, or the hot shirtless man. I love those covers. I will stand by those covers forever. I do not feel shame at all for reading romance, and so I very proudly will read a book with a shirtless man on the cover in public, whatever. I do not care. I don't like the word discreet. I don't like it. I think that it adds shame and says that we're being more discreet because it's something to be shameful about. It's something that you shouldn't be doing, and I don't like that idea. I wish people would call them alternate covers, and just like the label of discreet is just, it bothers me. There are a few alternate covers that I do really like. I love the Calamity Montana series by Daphne Perry. Their alternate covers are beautiful. I love them. The Dirty Air series by Lauren Asher, her alternate covers are beautiful, and I want to have a paperback copy of Redeemed and also Wrecked, and I will probably buy the alternate covers for those ones because I do love the alternate covers. I own the alternate covers of the Twisted series. I own Twisted Love and Twisted Games in the alternate cover, but those ones I only own in the alternate cover because they were less expensive. I like allowing other people to have a second option because I understand that in certain situations it is unsafe for people to read very obvious romance in public. And so I like that it gives you another option, but I would prefer if we would get rid of the word discreet. Another one that I will say is that I prefer objects on covers in my fantasies. Fantasy romances, I would rather not have the people on the cover of fantasy romances. Actually, more often than not, fantasy romances do have objects on the covers, but when it comes to fantasy romances, I do prefer that. I recently bought the UK new edition of A Promise of Fire by Amanda Boucher. I had the mass market paperback with the people on the cover, and I got rid of it, and I bought a new UK paperback because I love the new cover. I will put it somewhere so you can see it. It's very pretty and I really like it, and I think it looks a lot more sleeker and cleaner and a lot more approachable as a fantasy romance. The next question is new release or backlist. I suck at new releases. There are some books that I will read immediately and like drop everything when they first come out, but for the most part, backlist is what I'm doing. I do read most books on audio still, and a lot of the times new releases don't have audiobooks, and the backlists are more likely to have them because usually, especially indie authors, don't do their audiobooks at the same time as they release their paperbacks or their ebooks, and so I tend to go backlist. You guys should know the answer to the next question, and that is TBR or free-for-all. I try. I make my TBRs, but it's a free-for-all here. It is all about the chaos. Who the fuck knows what my brain wants me to read? I will make TBRs, but I will never follow them. Nope. My mood changes like that. It is 1 second I am like, this book looks really good, and then the next one I'm like, ooh, this one. So never. It's all about that chaos here. The next question is another one y'all should know about me, and that is open door or fade to black. Fuck fade to black. I don't care about that. No. I want the open door. I like the sex in my books. I don't want my book to be all sex. I mean, every once in a while, maybe. I want the emotional connection and I want the deep intimacy outside of the bedroom as well. But I'm here for the sex. Audiobooks or ebooks / paperbacks. Another one y'all should know the answer to. Audiobooks all the way. I have a neurological condition that makes it very difficult to focus on the words, and so because of that, I, for a long time, exclusively read audiobooks. I could not read ebooks at all. I still cannot read paperbacks. There is something about the way that the ink shows up on the paper that I can't do. Ebooks are a little easier for me because I can adjust the background color, I can adjust the font, I can adjust the spacing between the lines, which is the thing that really is like what I need to do. I need like all my books in like double spaced. And so ebooks are better than paperbacks, but I will stand by my audiobooks all the way. I love an audiobook. I wish all books would come out in audiobooks. I fully understand how expensive they are to make and understand that for some indie authors, especially, that they are not a possibility. I will not fault you for that at all, and I just appreciate you releasing your books so that we can have it. But if you are an indie author and you release an audiobook, know that I so deeply appreciate it because I understand how expensive they are for you, and I understand that a lot of the time people don't get their money back for audiobooks. I very much appreciate it. The next question is Kindle or no? And I would love a Kindle. Because I have now started reading ebooks more, I would love a Kindle. I read on my phone and use the Kindle app, and on my phone I'm getting tired of it, and so I was actually going to buy a Kindle for Prime Day, but they weren't as on sale as I wanted them to be, so I'm gonna wait until hopefully they go on sale a little bit more on sale, because I've seen them go as low as like $80, so even if I have to wait until like November for Black Friday, I'm not gonna stop reading. So I will eventually get a Kindle and would very much like to have a Kindle Paperwhite, but I don't have one right now. And so I read on my phone. The next question is matte versus glossy. And for this one, I'm assuming they mean like the actual like books. I didn't come up with this question, obviously, but like this book is glossy. You see how it like reflects the light? And this one is matte. It's like soft when you touch it. I like this matte. I like the feel of the softness of the matte books better than the glossy books, so I'm gonna go with matte. The next one is buddy read or fly solo. I would love to buddy read, but I am not great at it because, like I said, my mood changes so often. So I'll be like, yeah, let's schedule and buddy read it, and then like a day later I'll be like, I don't want to read that book right now. So because of that, and also because we read at different paces, and so like I have some friends in real life who are like, let's buddy read this book, and I'm like, you take a month to read a book, I take 2 days to read a book. I don't know how you want to do it. I would love to be able to buddy read a book, but I'm not great at it. Then the next one is small town or dark romance. That's a fucking hard question, Caitlyn. I prefer both. It depends on my mood, but right now I prefer dark romance today, but that could be different tomorrow. The next one is new adult or adult. I'm gonna fully go adult. The next one is talking about series, and it's if you read one book from a series or if you read the entire series. I tend to read the entire series. I tend to do that more often. Like I said, I don't do cliffhangers, and so because of that, a lot of books end on cliffhangers when they're in series, and I can't deal with that. I need the end. So like currently right now I'm reading the Bonds That Tie series by Bree, and I'm on book 3 because book 2 ended on something that I was like, oh my god, I need to know what happens next. So I started book 3, and I'm sure book 3 will end on something that I need to start book 4. So it's just the way it works. The next one is alpha or sweetheart hero. I am 100% going sweetheart hero. I love myself an alpha hero. I do. I really do. But when it comes to my book boyfriends, most of them are sweetheart heroes. I would kill for a sweetheart hero. I will be the asshole in the relationship, and my heroes can be sweethearts. Okay, next one is read multiple books at once or one at a time. I tend to have an ebook going and an audiobook going at the same time. And so I guess that's read multiple books at a time, but I cannot read like 3 ebooks at a time or 3 different audiobooks at a time or even 2 different audiobooks at a time. Not gonna work. I have 1 ebook and 1 audiobook, and that's how it goes. The next question is baddie or damsel in distress heroine. I love myself a badass heroine. Love my Riona Griffins. I love my Nesta Archerons. I love my Isabel Wards. Give me all. I want all of the women who can fight their asses off for what they want. Then the final question that we're down to is slow burn or insta love. I love a slow burn, but fast enough to keep my attention. It needs to build intensity like Mariana Zapata. Usually insta love irritates me, so I'm going slow burn. But that is it. that was all of the questions. So thank you so much for watching. Please let me know down in the comments below what your answers would be, or if you have a YouTube channel, I would love to see your video and to do this tag. I will also link the other booktubers who are doing this video in my description box. Check down below for other people's videos. Make sure you go watch Caitlyn's video because she is the genius behind this video. And that's gonna be it. So thank you so much for watching. Please like if you liked it and subscribe and stick around so you can see more content from me. But other than that, I hope you have a great day. Bye!